Hello friends, I am Lakshmikant and today we are going to discuss about the climate, and this is a very important unit of the fundamentals of physical geography of unit 4th class 11. So basically this unit deals with the atmosphere, insolation, pressure, precipitation, world climates, and how this affects the rain pattern over the world and especially in India. So we will discuss about the whole pattern of the climate, whole pattern of the rainfall, how the fronts will form, how the greenhouse, what is the Köppen classification of the climates and the greenhouse effect. In this unit, we will all describe all the things. First of all, and this unit basically deals with the atmosphere. So let us discuss about the composition and structure of elements of weather and climates. So let's begin with this. Now, how the climates form in the atmosphere. What is the atmosphere? So before doing this, I would like to show the result, this graph and structure of atmosphere, how the atmosphere is varying. So you can see from this graph that is the lower layer of the atmosphere is the troposphere. After that, a layer from where the stratosphere, from where the tropopause, and this tropopause lie between the troposphere and the stratosphere. After this, the temperature remains constant still 10 to 10 to 20 kilometer, 10 to 20 kilometer. After that, the temperature again starting increasing, and it continue increases till the altitude of the 50 kilometer, and this layer is known as the stratosphere. And after combining the then again he remains constant, and the temperature is below the 0 degree Celsius, but it remains constant, and this constant layer of the temperature is known as tropopause. Basically you can understand the why we are seeing the tropopause, stratopause and the stratopause. So and whenever we play a video, so wherever we want to stop, so here we use the pause. The pause means something, somewhere we want to stop. So here is the temperature increment is stop for some distance, and that stop is known as pause. And if it is comes with the troposphere, that is called as tropopause, and if it comes after the stratosphere, that is the stratopause. So similarly, after the stratopause, the layer comes which is known as the mesosphere, and this mesosphere again the temperature start declining rapidly, and this temperature decline at the up to the 80 kilometer, and at this the temperature is below minus 80 degrees Celsius. And after that again a temperature constant, and this layer of the constant is known as the layer from where the temperature begins starts constant. There is no inclination and the no declination of the temperature at layer. This is known as mesopause. After that the last layers comes which is thermosphere, and from this layer the temperature again starts to rise, and it rises till the exosphere. Exosphere is the outermost layer of this of the atmosphere. So this is the basic feature of atmosphere, and from now we will come to the point and we will reach to from where we want to start. So let us have a discussion, and we starts with a some question. So the question is, can a person live without air? This question is asked in the NCERT. We can, but this question we have to ask from ourselves. Can we live in Antarctic region? Do you know when we move towards the Ladakh region, we feel there is a lack of oxygen here? It means, what do you understand from that? We can clearly understand from that, with increase in altitude, the level of oxygen going to decrease. It means the peoples which are remains, it means the crowd, the population, the demographic features of the populations of human beings, especially I'm talking about the human beings are mostly lived in the plains. This chapter not deals with this, but I'm relating with this to clearly to conceptualize, to focus, to build your mind as as an UPSC aspirant. So please let's start the discussions. So can you, so now what is the how the atmosphere is composed, which type the gases it has composed. So let us discuss about this. So the proportion of the gases changes in the higher layers of the atmosphere in such a way in such a way that oxygen of the almost is negligible quantity, and at the height of the 120 kilometer. Similarly, carbon dioxide and water vapor are found only up to 90 kilometer from the surface of the earth. So this is the permanent gases of the atmosphere. Table 8.1 shows you the permanent gases of the atmosphere, and I will enlarge it for you. So this is the constituent, and this is the formula. This is the chemical formula of representing the gases, and this is the percentage by volume. Remember this is the percentage by volume, not the percentage by mass. Okay, so nitrogen consists the higher gases in the atmosphere. This is the 78.08 questions, please. So let us, what is the oxygen? Now oxygen is the formula O2, and the percentage by the volume is 20.95. So this is basically the order you can clearly see from here, and this is so question may be asked to you that which gases comprise mostly in the atmosphere. So the answer is nitrogen. If the nitrogen is not given in the option, then the right answer is oxygen. You have to remember the order of these gases. That is the N: nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, krypton, xenon, hydrogen. Because in examination, any four option you can be given by the examiner, and they can ask and they can ask to you to put these orders in ascending order or either descending order. So you have to remember this in a particular order. And hydrogen is the least gas found in the atmosphere. Okay, this is, remind again, I am telling that please remember that this is the percentage by volume, not the percentage by mass or air, whatever you want to understand. So what, this is the gases. Let's we discuss about the gases. So carbon dioxide is a meteorologically a very important gas, as it is transparent to the incoming solar radiation but opaque to the outgoing terrestrial radiation. So this is very important, because due to this gas we have also responsible for, this gas is responsible for the greenhouse effect. There are lots of other gases are responsible, but the mostly responsible gases for the greenhouse effect for the carbon dioxide. Now the volume of other gases is constant, but the volume of carbon dioxide has been rising due to the manual activities, industrial activities. So this is a very bad situation for our environment or atmosphere. So the volume, now this has also increased the temperature of the air. Ozone is another important component of the atmosphere, found between 10 and the 50 kilometer above the earth. It is very important, and I will highlight this for you, and this is the highlighted. So surface and acts as a filter and absorbs the ultraviolet rays radiating from the sun and prevents them from reaching the surface of the earth. So let us discuss about the water. The next important factor of the atmosphere is the water vapor. Actually, you need to understand what is the water vapor. Do you know, during the time of the winter, the humidity of the atmosphere, you feel more humidity, and during the time of the rainy season you also feel more humid. It means the water vapor are present in more amount. So this is a variable gas in atmosphere which decreases with altitude. So please remember this. When you move up in the atmosphere, yeah, I can say when you move from troposphere to the exosphere, the level of the water vapor is going to decline. In the warm and wet tropics, it may be account for 4% of the air by volume. It is reminder point. So water vapor also decrease from equator toward the poles. So basically in the UPSC examination, the examiner puts a statement that water vapor also decreases from the equator towards the poles. This is the right option. But for confusing you, the question will be put in this form that the water vapor also increases from the equator towards the pole. That is right. No, this is the wrong one. So it also absorbs parts of the insolation from the sun and preserves the earth's radiated heat. It thus acts like a blanket along the earth, neither to become too cold or too hot. So water vapor also contributes to stability and instability in the air. So let us discuss about the another important factor is dust particle. So dust particles are generally concentrated in the lower layers of the atmosphere, yet convectional air currents may transport them to great heights. Now what is the convectional air currents? This is here to understand you. The convectional air currents means a wave. It is a wave when the two air masses meet at a single point and they transfer their energy. So this wave is generated here, and due to this some erosional events takes place. This is known as the convectional air currents. Okay, so the higher concentration of dust particles found in subtropical and temperate regions to right from comparison equatorial or polar regions. What their